This passage means a lot to me because there have been so many times in my journey, for 25 years of following Christ, or 27, whatever it is, where I'm just like, man, I just don't think you may. I read something in this book, or I feel like the Holy Spirit's telling me to do something like that doesn't make sense. Like that, don't you understand the times? Like this is a little bit outdated. But if you say so. Jesus is teaching on the shore. The crowds start to press in on him, and he's like getting pushed into the water, so he jumps in Peter's boat. And now he's teaching from the boat, okay? People are on the edge. They're like standing on the shore. They want to soak everything in he's teaching. Well, then he wraps up the sermon, and then he looks at Peter and says, hey, let's push out into the water. Let's go fishing. And I love Peter's response. Because he's just like me, he's just like you, he's just an average guy. Listen to what Peter says. Master, we worked hard all last night, and we did not catch a thing. Can I have some freedom to maybe interpret what I think Peter's saying here? Would you guys let me have that? Okay? Can't prove this 100%, but this is what I think Peter's really saying. Hey, Jesus, you're great and everything, and you're really good with wood, and you build chairs and tables, and that's fantastic. But we fish, you don't, and we've been fishing all night, and we understand when the fish bite, and it's not now. Peter is saying, here's what he's saying. Ready? You don't know what you're talking about. We fished all night. There are no fish out there. But I love, love, love his next statement. But if you say so, I'll let down my nets again. Come on, guys. The master thinks there's going to be fish out there. Let's let down our nets again. This passage means a lot to me because there have been so many times in my journey, for 25 years of following Christ, or 27, whatever it is, where I'm just like, man, I just don't think you may. I read something in this book, or I feel like the Holy Spirit's telling me to do something like that doesn't make sense. Like that, don't you understand the times? Like this is a little bit outdated. But if you say so, I'll do it. Watch what happens. And this time their nets were so full of fish they began to tear. A shout for help brought the partners in the other boat. Watch what happened. I love this. And soon both boats were filled with so much fish that they were on the verge of sinking. So God does the miraculous, but sometimes miracles require simple obedience. When you think you know more than Jesus, when you think you're smarter than him, in the area of money, when you want to say, no, I can't tithe, I can't return 10% of my earnings back to God. I mean, I know it says that in Proverbs chapter 3 and Malachi chapter 3. I know it says that we should be generous givers. I know Jesus said it's more blessed to give than it is to receive. But he doesn't understand how tight money is in my household. But if you say so. Yeah, Jesus, I know that when it comes to sex, that sex is for marriage. It's for a husband and a wife in the context of a covenant commitment of marriage. But man, gosh, like today, everybody hooks up. Like, how are you supposed to marry somebody without having sex with them? I mean, you have to kind of test the waters, and everybody has sex. And so, but if you say so. I made that decision. Actually, Jackie and I made that decision. When we were dating and we were 19 years old and my hormones were raging like a volcano. I'm sitting there reading and God says that sex is for marriage. And I'm like, oh, do you understand I'm 19? Do you understand I'm 20 years old? Do you understand? I don't think you do. But if you say so. And so we waited until our wedding night to have sex. Now, if that's not a miracle, then you guys are unconvincible. I love when I say stuff like that and my kids are present. Gives us great conversation on the way home. You know, it's like, what'd you think about the sermon today, guys? Sometimes, listen, don't be too smart for your own good. Just simply obey what God tells you to do. Just be like Peter, like Jesus. Like, I don't think you're in touch with reality right now, and the money or sex or whatever it is, you know, parenting, or I just think you've kind of, you know, you're out. But if you say so, I will do it. And that's kind of how I've chosen to live my life, and it's worked out pretty good.